I've been a PlayStation fanboy, a PlayStation gamer for literally as long as I can remember. I've always bought PlayStation and I love PlayStation. I think it's an amazing console. It's me, it's the best way to play my games. I love everything about PlayStation. Well, the majority. But this absolutely feels like a scam, and I can't even believe Sony are even looking to try this out, because as the article says, this should be illegal and this is ridiculous. I feel like this is just taking the piss out of your own player base, especially the ones who actually spend more money into your ecosystem. It's ridiculous. This shouldn't be the case, because we have to talk about this. And so there's something called dynamic pricing, and this is what Sony is looking to try out. They need to come out with a statement, because this is how ridiculous, this is how disgusting, this is how corporate things are becoming. And I get it. Sony have wasted money on flipping live service games. They've wasted money on Concord. They've wasted money, it looks like money on Horizon, Marathon. I'm saying as in their investments haven't been the best, but I don't know who came up with this idea. And this is causing major backlash in the gaming industry. What a way to take the piss out of your customer base. PS5's dynamic pricing roundly criticized by disgusted Sony fans. So listen to this. I can't even believe this was real when I heard about this. And there's actual evidence of this. So for those who aren't aware, this works by adjusting the price of PS5 titles on a per user basis. So a power user in one country may see a different discount to a casual player in another. So the best example right now is Assassin's Creed Unity, a game many may want to buy after its recent 60 FPS update. Some show a price of £3.74 or $4.99 in the UK when logged out. This is when you're logged out of your PSN account. Then it increases to £9.99 or $13.34 when logged in. What is this about? What are you absolutely doing? So let's just be honest. Imagine it all of a sudden now, oh, I spend a lot of money. Oh, this user spends a lot of money on our games. You know what? When he's logged in, or obviously we'll know when he's logged in, let's bump up the price by 20 something percent, because he's basically a mug and he always buys his games on our digital storefront, and we can just basically make more money off a per user basis. To think that if you're logged out, it's cheaper. So you would think that the more you invest in Sony's online platform, you would actually think that you would save more money. And this is why I bring it all the way back down to, this is why I hate an all digital future. This is why I love going to CEX and buying pre-used games, because this is what these big corporate companies do. And I'm someone who loves PlayStation, and this is just absolutely disgusting. What a way to take the piss out of your fan base. So according to the PS Prices research, this A/B testing is currently occurring across 139 games in roughly 68 different countries. The US is currently excluded from the experiment. Many have questioned the legality of this practice, but UK consumer law concludes this is allowed as long as the retailer is transparent. So the manufacturer has recently included all kinds of disclaimers on the PS Store demonstrating the lowest price in the past 30 days. Yeah, we know that's kind of a new thing. This is an originally assumed a pro-consumer move. It may actually be a consequence of introducing this model. Fans are disgusted by the experiment, and this could receive worse deals on selected games for reasons not explicitly explained by the platform holder. This is absolutely ridiculous and extremely scummy. One Push Square poster fumes. Shame on Sony, I'll be buying even less digital. Despite recent comments, the company has yet to make a statement. I really do think Sony need to make a statement about this. Once it's gathered the data, it needs to quietly phase it out like it never happened. It's an understandable concern among fans that this is having the desired outcome and making the Japanese giant more money. It just doesn't seem fair what they're saying here. It does make sense for prices to adjust depending on the time of year or what's happening. I understand if games at certain times of the year go up in price, especially for a digital storefront. I hate it, but you think you go more into Christmas, you think, all right, you know what, some games we're going to maybe start bumping the price up because, you know, make most of the holiday season. People are going to buy more digital gift cards, whatever. I get that. Even when I remember I bought Assassin's Creed Origins for was it like £12? And I was like, why has it gone down in price? And then a week later, it went into the PS Plus subscription. I was like, oh, that's why. I'm not saying that is a dickhead move. Well, it kind of is. But again, I was like, okay, so that's why they put the price lower, so more and more people would buy it digitally, which I did, but then didn't realize it was coming onto PS Plus. But this just feels like you are taking the absolute piss. So basically, depending on the user, imagine someone has a lot of money and they can see based off their payment history or the amount of games they buy digitally, you know what? That person's got a lot of money. Basically, let's bump up the price. But someone who's not logged in, or someone who maybe on the other side of the world doesn't have a lot of money, or they just seem that they're going to just bump up the price, put down the price. And I just think this is absolutely dirty. This is disgusting. I really do think Sony need to make a statement about this, because this is absolutely ridiculous to think that the more times you are signed in, or maybe certain users who are signed in, they get charged more for a game. When you think if you are spending more money, I feel like if you're spending more money on PlayStation, you should actually get some benefits or some loyalty. Even with me, with PS Stars, let me just say, I've got loads of points to actually redeem, but it just doesn't work. And they're like, your points will be, obviously, it'll be closing soon, but I can't even get £5 gift cards because miraculously it doesn't work. I can't even be bothered to contact Sony, but my point is that it's just funny how that doesn't work, and it hasn't worked for the last 6 months to try and redeem these points. And then they're looking to charge people more money. So from £3.74, then when you log in, it goes up to £9.99. Like, what's next? This is why I hate digital media. This is why I try and buy, as long as possible, physical media. Because it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous what happens. And this is what I mean. It's like a slow increase of bullshit. So basically they're like, you know, back in the day, oh, if we go digital, we can basically charge less for our games. Well, that didn't happen, did it? They started charging more for games. And then they started actually releasing more broken games, but we can put out patches. And then all of a sudden, it's harder to get refunds, especially for digital. And PlayStation is known to be one of the worst to trying to get refunds. Obviously, Steam is very, very good. You can play the game for a certain amount of hours and actually get your refund. And now all of a sudden, we'll look at dynamic pricing for each user. So imagine, for example, the PS6 was an all-digital console. Imagine the absolute bullshit going on with digital pricing. I can't believe where we're kind of going with this. It's ridiculous. This is just pushback for me, even buying more digital games. Now, I do buy some digital games for sure, but I try and buy as many physical releases. For me, some people I speak to, especially mates, I can play Resident Evil Requiem at 12. I'm like, cool. I have to wait till the next day for the sake of having the box. I don't really care, to be honest, because at least I've got the box and it feels like I have somewhat control over the product, and I can sell, not that I'm going to, but I can sell this box if I want to in the future. I've got the disc. Here you go. I'm going to sell it, or even just give it to my friend. Now, I know you can borrow, or you can share a game online if you have, if they sign into your account. But, 5 friends could essentially pass this through and actually play this game. But this is where we're going with digital media. And this experiment from Sony, they should definitely be putting out a statement. But what do you think about this experiment from Sony? I'm someone who loves PlayStation, but sometimes the decision-making of this company just is so questionable. I want to know what you think. So drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know.